Hello, my name is Sheptock. I live here in Washington, D.C., where I've been advocating for the homeless since June of 2006. Now, some people have an appreciation for what I do, and there are others who don't, who think that I'm just advocating for a bunch of no good freeloaders, or however you want to put it, okay? Well, there's been some confusion pertaining to my position on certain matters as well. And I decided to take the time to clear some things up. Okay. Now, I do not support the idea of someone being lazy. If they can work, then they should work. However, I do not have as strict a definition of work as some of you out there might have. And I would say that any constructive efforts qualify as work, and any efforts that are not constructive, that don't produce some meaningful product or service for society, doesn't qualify as work, even if you do get paid for it. And that said, I do consider what I do, advocating for the homeless, to be work. I do feel like I am offering a meaningful service to the homeless community, primarily here in DC, but to others around the world as well, at least in so much as I am doing public education on the issue of homelessness, and I spend a lot of time dispelling stereotypes about the homeless. Okay, now, I don't support somebody being a freeloader. I don't support somebody not working if and when they can. However, I do understand that people can be victims of circumstance. I do understand that the objective realities of society and of our economy can make it difficult or altogether impossible for a person to get it together. And for that reason, I am willing to stand up for people and to say to government that they should not cut off social services during this economic downturn. As a matter of fact, they should not cut off social services so long as people are having any sort of difficulty finding work that pays a living wage, and finding affordable housing, and being able to afford all the other necessities of life. Social services should be something that is there for an emergency. However, we have an ongoing emergency presently with the downturn in the economy. I don't care what the economists say, things are not really getting all that better. What we have presently is a jobless recovery, because we have robots and computers and other machines that are taking the place of people, and therefore we're producing more products with less labor, and that amounts to a jobless recovery. So any good Marxist like myself knows that the value in any product comes from the labor that was put into it, the exchange value anyway. And so when you produce goods with little or no labor, then you decrease the exchange value, and the people who were laid off because of the robots and computers that replaced them, those people are now not making any money, and so the business, the corporation that laid them off, now has a smaller base, a smaller customer base, okay, because the people who used to work at the corporation were also customers. Now, that said, yes, I am a Marxist. I am part of a Marxist study group. I am a member of the League of Revolutionaries for a New America. I will be in Chicago from May 20th to May 22nd of 2011 so that I can attend the convention of the League of Revolutionaries for a New America. And I am rather deep into this thing. And so anyway, I want to make it clear that I don't support somebody freeloading. I don't support people choosing not to work when they can. However, I do recognize the objective realities of society and of our economy. I do realize that many people, even when working 40 hours a week or more, still can't afford a place to live because of the high cost of living in some areas of this country. And I am a revolutionary, and I do think that reform will not really get us as far as we need to go in this country in terms of ushering in positive change, like the positive change Obama was going to bring. And it will take revolution. However, I'll take whatever reforms I can get in the meantime. But just remember that I will not be satisfied with mere reforms. There needs to be absolute revolutionary change in this country. And I do believe that government's duties include, number one, making sure that everybody is able to afford the most basic necessities of life. And to that end, government should be doing the math. Government should be making sure that the wages and the cost of various products line up in such a way that the lowest paid person in the country can afford to get all of the most basic necessities of life without needing government assistance. Government can assist in two basic ways. They can assist through legislation, or they can assist through the creation of government agencies that afford people the help that they need. And I believe that it's wiser for government to put their efforts into legislation such as price controls, so that people can afford all that they need without government assistance, without food stamps, without SSI, without all these other things. However, until the government makes strong enough legislation that makes life affordable, they're going to need to have social programs. Okay, I do not like the free markets. I can tell you of a certainty that the free markets are the reason for much of the homelessness that occurs in this country. Here in DC, the average rent for a 2-bedroom is $1,500 per month. The minimum wage is $8.25. They say that you shouldn't spend more than 30% of your income on rent or mortgage, so you'd have to make at least $5,000 a month, or approximately $30 an hour, to live here in DC. Now, so the minimum wage is less than 1/3 of the cost of living here in DC. And government should put their time and effort into making sure that the cost of living and the wages that people earn match up. And there should be strict price controls and wage controls and so forth and so on. And furthermore, I do believe that the government should control all of the most basic types of corporations, those that produce the basic necessities of life, and the government should be able to guarantee that those things will always be produced and that they will be within range so that people can buy them. Okay, and government should just basically be doing the math so as to make life work for everybody. And as you can see, I said nothing about people being able to freeload. I said nothing about people being able to live their entire life off within the system, within the shelter system, within any other type of government system. Okay, that is not what we're working toward here. We're working toward affordable housing, living wage, and other policies that make life possible for people so that they can live independent of any sort of government assistance. Okay, so please don't misstate my position. Please feel free to send this video around and use it to tell others what my position is. I'm glad to answer the various questions that people might have, and I may come back in the near future and do another similar video further explaining my views and taking into consideration the questions that I receive between now and then. So until next time, I'm Sheptock, the homeless advocate.